Good afternoon. For all those who are able, please stand and join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Now could everyone please remain standing for the national anthem.
Good evening. My name is Patrick Haley, and I'm honored to be standing here today as this year's class president. On behalf of my classmates, I would like to welcome Superintendent Murphy, Assistant Superintendent Donahue, Assistant Superintendent Davis, school committee members Mrs. Kavicki, Mrs. Reddy, Mr. Schoenveld, Mrs. Sellon, Ms. Walsh, Interim Assistant Director of Special Education, Ms. Zini, Principal Booth, Assistant Principals Mrs. Israel, Mr. Jett, and Mrs. Neely, our families and friends, classmates and teachers, to the graduation ceremony of the Mansfield High School class of 2025. At this time, I would like to welcome Superintendent Murphy to deliver some remarks.
Good evening and welcome. It's my honor to address you today. I'd like to extend my well wishes to all of you who are in the audience. I say to our seniors, how fortunate you are to have people in your lives who surround you with love to celebrate this important milestone. Our audience is also composed of members and people from MHS who have made this event come together so beautifully. Our musicians, student speakers, your class advisors, school committee members, teachers, paraprofessionals, custodians, office assistants, and administrators. For all who collaborated to create these commencement exercises at this Xfinity Center, I say thank you. I don't think there are many school superintendents who are in a similar situation or position as I am today. That is because 2025 not only permanently identifies this particular very special group of soon-to-be MHS graduates, it's also my final MHS graduation, and actually the second time I leave MHS. I was a student in the MHS class of 1974. That's 51 years for those counting. Thank you. And then I finally, after a career in education, made my way back to work in the Mansfield schools and has served as the superintendent of schools for the past decade. So why now? Well, I've decided you just can't top the MHS class of 2025. So since they're leaving, I might as well retire and I'll leave right behind them. Thank you. In all seriousness, I've been very reflective lately, and as my time with this group of students is certainly short now, and as I hopefully have their attention for their final few moments before leaving the Mansfield Public Schools, I'd like to share a couple of thoughts with them. First, it's a wide, open world outside of MHS, and I am struck by how many of our students have already made that big world seem closer. For example, 16 students tonight are being awarded the prestigious Seal of Biliteracy. That means not only do they speak English, they are fluent in at least one other language. In this group, we have individuals who can converse in French, Spanish, Russian, Hindi, and Portuguese, and of course, this in addition to the many students in this class who speak other languages in their homes. Language to communicate leads to collaboration and cooperation and allows our world to be a bit smaller. We also have students who are spreading their wings immediately and will be continuing their education in 26 different states throughout the country. As 18-year-olds, they are courageously beginning to explore the world, and I do hope that these young adults eventually return to their small town of Mansfield with the skills and knowledge they gain for our community's good. Class President Patrick Haley spoke eloquently at Class Day about appreciating the here and now, that this moment of time won't be repeated. His words resonated with so many of us in the audience that day. To quote Patrick, he said, "Possibility, that's what the future is. It's not a fixed destination, but instead a blank canvas." I'd like to build on those thoughts. That is, to expect the unexpected into your journey into the future. At the close of your 7th grade, a global pandemic taught us to expect just that, the unexpected. Now that's definitely an extreme example. In life, most of the unexpected you'll encounter will be positive opportunities that come to you either knocking at your door or sometimes with just a whisper in your ear. Be prepared to avail yourselves of the unexpected by being open and ready. You might find it's a job you hadn't considered, a move to yet another part of the country, a move to another part of the world, a new relationship, a different path in education than you are starting on right now, a new hobby or passion. Life can take you in wonderful directions that you can't even envision today. Be ready to consider the unexpected opportunities. That leads me to today's event. Your commencement, your beginning, you're ready to enter the workforce, to learn a trade or life skills, to continue your education, attend college or university, to serve our country or our community, or to head off to whatever adventure awaits you. You are our future, and I'm very confident with the fact that our future is in your very good hands. In conclusion, as your superintendent of schools for a while longer, I offer, on behalf of the entire Mansfield Public Schools community, heartfelt congratulations on your graduation and my very best wishes as you begin your next chapter. I am so proud of you, and I can't wait to see where you go in life. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Corinne Croak, and I am honored to be standing before you today as the salutatorian of the class of 2025. Before anything else, I would like to take a moment to say thank you. To our teachers and school staff, thank you for your patience, your guidance, and for showing up every day to help us learn. Thank you for believing in us and always pushing us to reach our fullest potential. To our families and guardians, thank you for being our first and forever supporters. Thank you for the early morning wake-ups, the rides, the pep talks, and every sacrifice you made behind the scenes so we could reach this day. And to everyone else who's been a part of our lives, our mentors, our coaches, our counselors, and our friends, thank you for helping shape us into the people who we are today. Standing before you all, I am overwhelmed with gratitude, not just for the support of these amazing people in our lives, but also for the chance to reflect on this incredible journey we've taken together. This moment isn't just about celebrating where we've arrived, it's about remembering how far we've come. My mom, who is a substitute teacher at the Robinson Elementary School, will often come home with stories to tell about her students' activities each day. Obviously, they are always on their best behavior and never do anything wrong, just like all of us when we were that age. But one day, she reminded me of something that really stuck with me. While we may appear as accomplished graduates now, we used to not be able to do simple tasks like stand in a straight line. We had to count on our fingers and sound out 3-letter words. We wrote so big that one letter would take up 3 lines of paper. However, while it seems so recent we were walking the halls of the Robinson, we have come a long way from that point. There are students on this stage who once could not color inside the lines, but are attending art school in the fall. Some who could not tie their shoes, but are soon to be competitive college athletes. Others who could barely hold a pencil, but will be building skyscrapers as civil engineers. From messy handwriting to typed essays, from picture books to research papers, from counting blocks to solving complex equations, from holding hands on field trips so we wouldn't get lost, to now shaking hands to receive our diplomas. This transition did not just happen overnight. Instead, it took years of hard work and tenacity, but most of all, it took courage. I know that every student on this stage has experienced that moment when you're sitting in class, hearing a question you know the answer to, and still hesitating to raise your hand. Even when we're sure, doubt creeps in, because we're afraid of being wrong and afraid of taking the risk. But at some point, every one of us had to learn that as scary as it is to take that chance, knowing failure was a possibility, our decision to try is all the more important. Because when you take a risk and fall short, you learn. And when you take a risk and succeed, you grow. So even when we did raise our hands and the answer was wrong, each student here continued to participate anyway. Though it's tempting to stick to what's safe, true fulfillment occurs when we stumble, adapt, and rise above failure. So while these students may have misstepped in their past, they are still walking before you today as graduates of Mansfield High School. As we look ahead, this resiliency is more important than ever, facing our futures full of the unknown. And although we will make many more mistakes along the way, I am confident that each of us here will prevail through all obstacles that block our path, because we have already shown that we can. So, to my fellow graduates, take the risk and trust the process. Take pride in your journey and continue to carry with you the courage to fail as you face the endless possibilities of your futures. Your greatest stories, your most defining moments, and your deepest growths are waiting on the other side of uncertainty. Whatever your next chapter holds, college, work, service, or exploration, walk forward knowing that you've already proven you can go the distance. Thank you, and congratulations to the class of 2025.
That's a lot of people. Good evening, everyone, friends, family, staff, and soon-to-be graduates. Oh, hold on. Sorry about that. Without further ado, I would now like to introduce the Mansfield High School Band, directed by Mr. Justin DeJoy. The band will now play Loch Lomond.
Good evening, everyone. Friends, family, staff, and soon-to-be graduates. My name is Sierra Wojcik, and I am honored to speak on behalf of the class of 2025 as its valedictorian. I would like to start off by thanking the amazing staff and administrators of the Mansfield school system for making all of this possible. All 257 of us graduating today could not have made it this far without the dedication and hard work of our faculty. I also want to thank my best friends who have supported me every step of this journey so much more than they know. Lastly, I could not have gotten here without the greatest family that I could ask for, especially my mom, who showed me every day how to never give up no matter what people throw in my way. Now, I really wish I could start this off with an inspirational quote, but no philosophers were really working with me, so just pretend that I did. Every single person in front of me or behind me right now has asked themselves the same question: what if I did things differently? We spend a lot of time thinking about all of the things that we didn't do. What if I studied harder for that test? What if I didn't do that stupid thing to get grounded? What if I had asked for help? Some of these things, at one point, you had control over. Yeah, you could have studied harder. You could have been more responsible. But you weren't, and now you're asking the what if question. Nevertheless, every one of these what ifs taught us something. Every mistake showed us our limits and then dared us to push past them. And through it all, we made the best of our mistakes. We made lifelong friends. We made memories that turned into life lessons. And with that, we found the strength to get back up when things didn't go our way. It's easy to forget everything that we're capable of when the idea of what if is weighing you down. But put it into perspective. Right now, we're looking back on 13 years of accomplishments. We graduated from kindergarten. We made it through the Massachusetts project. We pretended like we were going to join the Google Meets during COVID. Though we still haven't gotten our Canopy Lake Park field trip, but I'll let that one slide. We got through all of the tests, the early morning wake-ups, the drama, and the burnout. But still, there was that weight of what if in the back of our minds. Now, as you walk across this stage with what you've worked for the past 13 years, I'm asking you to leave all of those what ifs behind. This is the point where you should no longer be wondering, what if I did things differently, but asking yourself a better question: what will I do now? What will you do with all of the lessons that you have learned and the resilience that you have built? Are you going to work on groundbreaking research? Are you going to travel the world? Are you going to be the first female president? To get past the fear of regret is to open doors to everything that you are capable of, regardless of the difficulties you may have to overcome. But it's not only a question of what you will do, but who you will be. Are you going to be the one who stands up when everybody else is silent? Are you going to be the friend that somebody needs? Are you going to be a parent watching their child walk across this stage? No matter where you continue on from this point, whether it be college, the workforce, the military, or self-discovery, you have the choice to create who you want to be. Only you can do that. Only you can get past the fear of wondering, what if I did things differently? By challenging yourself with different opportunities and stepping outside of your comfort zone, you might never even care to wonder what would have happened if you did things differently. From here on out, make every decision without fear of what could go wrong, but with determination to find and create the person who you truly are. We're young, we're educated, and we're stepping into a new chapter of life. So be proud of who you've become despite all the what ifs. Be excited for who you're becoming. And don't let the fear of what if keep you from chasing what could be and what will be. With that, I wish the best of luck to the class of 2025. Thank you for everything, and congratulations.
Okay. I would like to introduce the Mansfield High School Orchestra, directed by Miss Gail Colombo. The orchestra will now perform Night Blooming Jasmine.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome and thank you for being here to celebrate the class of 2025. I'd like to thank the members of our school committee in attendance today, as well as Superintendent Murphy and her administrative team. I'd also like to thank the Mansfield High School staff and leadership team for their tireless work throughout the year. Our graduates' successes is a reflection of your collective efforts, and I am sincerely grateful. And of course, I want to thank the graduates, the class of 2025. The longer I am here as principal, the better I get to know each class, both individually and as a whole. It has been an honor and a privilege to be your principal, and I'd like to take this opportunity to share my thoughts with you one final time. So a few years ago, when I became principal, I started watching the first season of Ted Lasso. As I continued through the first season, I soon began to wonder if the show was, in some ways, a microcosm of my life at school. I want to share a few of what I consider the most relevant lessons and themes from the show that might support you on your path to success in the future. For those who don't know, the premise of the show centers on a football coach from Kansas who ends up being hired to coach a premier soccer team in England, to which he has no idea about soccer. One of the lessons Ted teaches is to be curious, not judgmental. A quote attributed to Walt Whitman that Ted references during a game of darts that he ends up winning. Ted teaches us that each day is an opportunity to learn and grow, but if you're not curious, you may miss the opportunities. Opportunities are everywhere. To gain a new friend, consider another point of view, or to understand someone better. The friends you have now will always be there for you in the future, and your friendships will grow stronger if you continue to seek to understand each other as you continue to grow and shape your own identity. But you should also approach those who are not your friends with the same level of curiosity and seek to understand in the same way. It doesn't mean you will agree with all others, but approaching with curiosity and seeking to understand others will always gain you perspective and greater empathy. A second lesson Ted teaches is that vulnerability is a strength, not a weakness. There are countless examples of this throughout the series, demonstrated by every character at some point. No matter whether you are the owner, the head coach, captain of the team, or the premier player, at some point you're going to need support. Support comes in many forms. Sometimes it's a friend or mentor. More often, it's the people who've been with you since the beginning, namely your family. Everyone needs someone to support them at some point in their life. And if you're unwilling to be vulnerable, you may miss an opportunity at success. I have a framed poster in my office that states, "Courage does not always roar. Sometimes it's the quiet voice at the end of the day saying, 'I will try again tomorrow.'" It is hung in every classroom and office I've been in, and I've frequently referenced it throughout my career. Be vulnerable enough to listen to the quiet voice telling you to try again tomorrow. Not only will this attitude lead you further down the path of success, but it will also earn respect of others. A third important lesson that Ted teaches is to be a goldfish, which is another way of saying learn from your failures. I find myself saying it to others and constantly reminding my own kids to be one in their role as athletes. Now, a goldfish supposedly has the shortest memory of any animal, which, full disclosure, isn't true, but again, the point still remains the same. To succeed in life, you must be willing to make mistakes and fall short. Even in failure, there's opportunity for growth and progress towards your ultimate goal. The truth is, your goals will be ever-changing and evolving, and you should naturally encounter setbacks along the way. It's in these setbacks where the most growth occurs, especially if you look at it as feedback on your path to progress. Take the feedback and become a goldfish. Let things go and move on, carrying forward the knowledge and experience you've gained. Perhaps the most grounding realization in the series comes from former captain Roy Kent, who comes to see that the pursuit of perfection is futile. You can't get to perfection. Instead, you just have to keep moving forward, trying to get better each day with every opportunity. Now, as a young student, I start each new school year telling myself I'm going to have the perfect year. Nothing's going to go wrong. I'm not going to get into any kind of trouble. I'm not going to make any mistakes. Everything will be just perfect. Now, not only did I say this to myself when I was growing up as a student, but I've continued to do so every year of my career as an educator. But every year has had a setback, some level of imperfection, where I've fallen short of my goal of the perfect year. Yet when I reflect, I see growth. Lessons learned, progress made. Some years I got fewer detentions, eventually I got none. Together, these ideas form a mindset, one that doesn't chase perfection, but embraces growth, resilience, and progress. So be curious, not judgmental, because understanding others will take you farther than assumptions ever will. Be vulnerable, because asking for help sometimes shows strength. Be a goldfish, because growth only comes from moving forward and not dwelling on mistakes. And forget perfect. Perfect is an illusion, but success through progress is inevitable for those willing to take advantage of the opportunity. So as you look back on these past 17 to 18 years, I hope you all can see the growth and progress you have made, and this gives you confidence that you can continue making progress. As you reflect on how far you've come, I hope you take a moment to recognize those who've helped you along the way. Your family has cheered you on, supported you during setbacks, and celebrated your growth. While today is about your accomplishment, it's also a celebration of the love and support that helped you get here. So be sure to show love and thank them. Class of 2025, you have certainly left a mark on Mansfield High School, and I'm grateful to each of you for the positive impact you have had on our school community. I wish you all the best in your future pursuit of excellence. Continue to lead with kindness, learn with curiosity, and grow with resilience. The best is yet to come. Congratulations.
Patrick Henry Haley. Michael Philip Gemiani. Shaylee Sudhir Desai. Alexander Radchuk. Sierra Kathleen Wojcik. Corinne Zanini Croak. Ariella Campbell Abasi. Altinus Alsonet. Jay Aliaga. Eli Adam Alawani. Elijah Dominic Arriaga. Emil Rose Aubin. Cooper Glenn Austin. Rebecca Jeanette Avatabale. Riley Avery Baller. Benjamin David Baldini. Denny Concalves Barrows. David Irvin Beckenstein. Kaylin Avery Belcher Green. Sean Joseph Benvesuto. Kylie Alicia Berard. Isaac Emmanuel Silver Bezerra. Gabrielle Christina Boyce. Bridget Ann Bonai. Evan Daniel Bonnyman. Akshara Bopana. Miles Andrew Brown. Sean Thomas Buchanan. Matthew George Burgess. Dylan Francis Butler. Please hold on. Cassidy Catherine Call, in absentia. Cooper Kevin Call, in absentia. Laurel Elaine Campbell. Samantha Grace Cannon. Elizabeth Nicole Carey. Paige Regan Carroll. Thomas William Santola. Eric Michael Sinelli. Aaron John Cochran. Justin Ryan Cohen. Karis Ann Colby. Nathan Edward Cadet. Zoe Rebecca Cuchamero. Amy Joanne Connors. Nicholas Peter Conway. Kristen Sadie Combs. Claire Walker Kopp. Azalia Marie Court. Riley Joseph Quartermanch. Nathan Harold Creedon. Matthew Daniel Politis Cromack. Amanda De Sosa Cruz. Sophie Ryan Curry. Ryan Patrick Cushman. Mark Ibrahim Dabu. Vivian Penelope De Cruz. Carolyn Elizabeth Dalton. Avery Rose Daniels. Kylie Rose DeAngelis. Catherine Ann Dacey. Charlie Reed DeSalle. Morgan Henry Decker. Kyle James Dickinson. Aniela Sophia Dieso. Leonard Galen Dimitrov. William Sean Doherty. Eamon Thomas Doyle. Vale Elizabeth Deboo. Ian John Dunbar. Samuel Joseph Dunn. Sean Joseph Dunworth. Benjamin Patrick Dury. Kaylin Sylvina Dutra. Sabi Sharif Shaki Imam. Harley Maraid Irwin Percy. Farah Fazer. Kylie Dawn Ferguson. Ahmed Zia Faroshkan. Daniel Grace Flieger. Kara Ann Follis. Ava Marie Francis. Emily Marie Freeman. Declan Christopher Foley. Hold on one second. Jared Edward Gardner, in absentia. Megan Marie Freeman. Nathan Thomas Frenette. Megan Paige Galante. Zachary Evan Gollinger. Allison Hope Gay. Anna Abigail Gay. Emily Blessing Gay. Alexander John Gendreau. Isaac Sean Gentili. Jacob Dalton Gentili. Chloe Catherine Gerdeman. Ryan Cole Galogli. Alili Gomez Moreno. Nathaniel Albert Graham. Jenna Elizabeth Gordon. Thomas Paul Gormley. Madison Rose Guilfoyle. Chloe D. Guthrie. Ahmed Hatcham. Alexandra Lee Hallwick. Ella Frances Harrington. Matthew Lane Harrington. James K. Hawley Fajardo. Amir Allah Adel Hosni. Xavier Ikechi Ihazi. Choma Veronica Izuka. Christopher William Holtz. Nathan Robert Jackson. Emma Elizabeth Jacobanus. James Michael Johnson Noda. Atavar Nalish Janagade. Dashant Reddy Carey. Chloe Vasiliki Kafalis. Samuel Paul Kelly. Charlotte Kate Kerrigan.
Nima Ryan Kozravina. Grace Nari Kim. Ewan Finley Knowles. Sakina Creche. Angelica Nicole Kulik. Anthony Alexander Lake. Ella LeBlanc. Lucas Joseph LeBlanc. Danielle Page Lee. Camilla Ann Lennon. Morgan Samantha Lewis. Audrey Elizabeth Long. Haley Marie Lord. Addison Lorraine McDonald. Emily Ann McDonald. Brady Kenneth McWilliams. Shadi Megid Macram. Skylar Emilia Markowski. Julia Paige Marnikovic. Santino Andrew Maurice. Alexander Lucius Blatch. Madeline Ray Martin.
Right up there, Sawyer.
Sawyer Matthew Lowe. Danielle Francesca Schindler Marzella. Riley Rosalina Madsen. Natalie Emily Maziars. Quinn Thomas McBride. Megan Elizabeth McCann. Sean Anthony McCoy. Tristan Cole McYo. Luke David McGuire. Rowan Elizabeth McLaughlin. Anthony Medawar. Marissa Rose Medeiros. Fatima Menasha Mohammed Azari. Wedgina Gracie Moise. Kyle Joseph Montanez. Dylan Roque Mullen. Ariana Luisa Murphy. Sean William Murphy. Evan Lawrence Murray. Lila Grace Napa. Anne Grace Neary. Dylan Zachary Nypris. Michaela Ing. Xavier Ing. Mia Bella Aruda Nicoloro. Christian Robert Nielsen. Lily Elizabeth Niosi. John Leonard Noonan. Madison Elizabeth Noonan. Declan Jean O'Brien. Kevin Richard O'Brien. Hayden Scott O'Connor. Ryan Michael Olesh. Megan Elizabeth O'Neill. Samantha Kathleen O'Neill. Gabriella Anna Palanza. Taylor Marie Polinsky. Nathan Aiden Parker. Rishi Reddy Pendiala. Bryce Lydell Petty. Rashida Sunil Fans. Brody Christopher Phillips. Vishnu Kirtan Pithani. Marissa Faith Posner. Makai Isaiah Price. Colby Keith Quersher. Kyle David Quinn. Emma Sarah Rabinowitz. Samita Venkata Lakshmi Ramachandrula. Ali Riazuddin. Olivia Marie Richard. Curtis James Riley. Nicholas Edwin Riley. Caitlin Elizabeth Robbins. Vivian Lois Robinson. Alejandro Javon Rodriguez. Luke Robert Rogan. Tess Kathleen Rooney. Samuel Ivan Rosa Jr. Isabella Marie Rose. Muhammad Samir. Panayoti Sarianidis. Eben Gomes Schatz. Gabriella Lois Seifert. Harini Senthilkumar. Thomas Michael Sarah. Madhav Sharma. Dana Bassam Shebley. Mashal Shinwari. Caitlin Marie Sherrill. Riley David Sigmund. Ethan Gabriel Silvestri. Enzo Anthony Simonelli. Owen Patrick Sittler. Katarina Amber Smith. Kieran McKnight Smith. Francesca Grace Spagna. Jeffrey Robert Stasium. Calman Drew Strolls. Matthew John Sullivan. Leo Patrick Tatasco. Cooper Johnstone Tenike. Annabelle Rose Tatro. Nicholas Ronald Tobin. Nicholas James Totora. Matthew John Turigny. Rishi Jajendra Tripathi. Jacob Michael Vino. Riley Joy Villanova. Brendan John Michael Vokey. Noah Braden Walsh. Joshua Drew Weiner. Justin Thomas Welch. Liam Douglas Wells. Lachlan James Welsh. Trinity Hope West. Atone Giovanni Wendland. Angela Sarai Wheeler. Ianise Sanai Whitehead. Maya Jessie Williams. Lillian Ann Winrow. Matthew David Wurzberger. Sophia Halaba Yankowski. Anastasia Zurnievich. Emma Bell Zimmerman. Andrew Justin Zanoy. Tyler Michael Zanoy.
Abigail Marie Zakowski.
Graduates, please stand. At this time, I ask you graduates to move your tassels from right to left. It is now my privilege to present to you the Mansfield High School graduates of the class of 2025.